Massillon Jackson Polar Bears led by their bigs Josh Egner and Mark Henniger. D1 recruits, and for good reason. Egner does the dirty work and cleans up around the rim. Archbishop Moeller's a team characterized by its versatility, whether it's the grace of Charlie Byers, the hot hand of Justin Morlock, or the size and determination of Griffin McKenzie. Each of the Crusaders starting five can hurt you. On paper, it's poised to be a good one. The only question now, will 32 minutes of play be enough to determine who's going to hoist the hardware? The answers unfold live in HD next on Sports Time Ohio. And the Schottenstein Center is starting to load up for the Big School State Championship. Boys Division I Championship matchup. Massillon Jackson, the Polar Bears, facing off with the Crusaders of Cincinnati Moeller. Hi everybody, welcome to Sports Time Ohio's continuing coverage of Boys Championship Saturday. Our last game and our final state champ is about to be crowned. I'm Mike Cairns, welcome to the program. Glad to be joined as always by my partner, the former NBA star, Brad Sellers. And what a matchup we have on tap between these two squads tonight.
Well, Mike, you know, I like to say we saved the best for last, and D1 is the best. And we had two great performances in the semifinals last night, and I'm looking for one outstanding ball game that's high above the rim tonight.
Let's get up close and personal as we step inside the Massillon Jackson Polar Bears and their head coach in his 5th season, Mike Schull, coming out of the Federal League, averaging better than 68 points a game. And a couple of key players will be following for you tonight. Double zero, or Agent Zero, as we like to call him, the 6'6" senior, Josh Egner.
Josh Egner electrified the crowd last night, Mike, with two thunderous dunks on the baseline. One even catching it off a glass as his point guard, Brad DuPont, threw it to him like old school traffic style.
And you know what? The size continues to get a little bit bigger. His best friend and running mate, the 6'7" senior, Mark Henniger.
Oh, well, Mark's bringing 21 points and almost 9 rebounds a game. And they got the bookends forwards on the baseline, looking to be active, looking to be big, and looking to play very strong for this team tonight.
Jackson looking for their first ever state championship. However, their opponent tonight has been here before, the 3-time state champ, the Crusaders of Moeller, as we take a closer look at that squad tonight. Led by Carl Kramer, and the Crusaders have had an outstanding season to get here to the state championship, averaging better than 57 points a game, and they are led by the GCL Defensive Player of the Year, and a guy that coach says might be one of their best all-around players, Alex Barlow.
Well, Alex Barlow is the heart and soul of this team. Obviously, coming out of the greater Cincinnati area with great high school basketball in that area, this team has done a great feat just to get down here into Columbus.
The Xavier coaches are on hand tonight. We've seen several of them already, and the reason why, this fella right here, number 44, Griffin McKenzie, because that's where he'll be going next.
Well, Griffin's bringing almost 12 points a game and 7 rebounds a night, but he's going to have his hands full, and he's going to have to play awfully big tonight to go up against Mr. Egner and Mr. Henniger.
Should be a great matchup. Our final state champ will be crowned in just a few minutes. Starting lineups and the opening tip from the Schottenstein Center. It's the Polar Bears and the Crusaders. Come back and join us here in Columbus. Welcome back to the Schottenstein Center. Massillon Jackson, Cincinnati Moeller, and this place continues to fill up in anticipation of our 4th and final state champ to be crowned here this evening. And it should be a great matchup between two squads that have certainly earned their way into this championship game. Brad, we've seen certainly the up-tempo style of the Polar Bears at Jackson and the adaptable styles to the Crusaders of Moeller.
Oh, well, you've seen two great styles here last night. Obviously, Moeller came out and played an outstanding ball game, adapting to the circumstances they were in, playing up-tempo, slowing it down, playing physical, all the things needed to win. On the other side, you had Jackson, who basically played a city-style game. It went up and down. It was hard-nosed. It was man-to-man. It was no gimmicks, no mess. It was just coming out, getting after it from the top to the top of the gun to the end of the gun.
You'll notice throughout our broadcast tonight, brought to you in HD, there are a great contingent of Township representing both Cincinnati, both the Massillon areas. Of course, Massillon known for many great championships, football championships, but not a basketball championship, and that's what Jackson has going for them tonight against a team like Moeller that's won 3 state championships.
Well, you see two great cities when it comes to sports. Obviously, everyone knows Cincinnati and Cincinnati Moeller, and their history is long in this state of Ohio. On the other side, you've got Jackson, who is known for not so much basketball, but this year it's been a basketball year, and you can tell by the support they have received in Columbus over these past 2 nights. They are in full effect tonight as a crowd that was wrapped around the building last night trying to buy tickets for tonight's game.
As a guy who grew up in the northern part of Ohio, it's always bragging rights when North meets South, and a venue like this where better than 15,000 will watch some of the best players on display tonight.
Well, it's definitely bragging rights. It's North versus South, but at the end of the line, at the end of the night, you've got 2 teams here have battled all season long to make it to the state finals. You're here, and you've got 32 minutes of basketball in order to make it be known where you want that trophy to go.
Both of these teams definitely have a game under their belt in the semifinals, but how crucial is the first few minutes of the first quarter to get settled down as quickly as possible?
Typically what you find out if you have some nerves, which you should be nervous in a state final game, and you want to get those out as quick as possible. Those who can get those nerves out of them as quick as possible and then settle the rest of their team down and everybody get into the flow of the rhythm that got them to this game is going to probably be the most effective and have the best chances for a good outcome tonight.
The anticipation for this game has been tremendous, hasn't it?
Oh, it's been extremely high all day since we left here last night.
I think people were talking about, you're exactly right, and you made mention of the lines that were wrapped around the arena to try and buy in to a state championship ticket to get themselves in one of these seats tonight.
I thought it was the bus line for the shuttle to get to parking.
Let's take a look at the school profile for Massillon Jackson out of the Federal League and Athletic Director Terry Peterson. And here is their tournament trail. This is how the Polar Bears got down to Columbus and got it done as they beat the #2 team in the state in Gahanna Lincoln 62-50 last night to get themselves into this championship matchup against Moeller. And there is a closer look. One of the highest scoring teams that came down here for the state tournament. The rebounds with the 2 bigs, 31 points per game. The steals might be the big key for Massillon Jackson tonight. Now look at the Crusaders of Moeller as you take a look at their school profile out of the always tough Greater Catholic League. And when you play in the GCL, you're tested night in and night out. And there is the trails. They got through Princeton, LaSalle in overtime, the regional final, and another overtime matchup back-to-back in the state semis against Menor. And there is a closer look at the Crusaders. They will slow things down on you, but they can put some points up. Don't be fooled by some of those stats. Of course, with their big fella, Griffin McKenzie, averaging almost 28 points a game as a team. But they, too, will steal when you're not looking at 8 steals per contest. And, of course, the turnovers right around 12 per game. So a very good contrast between these 2 teams as we listen into the PA announcer for the starting lineups in tonight's Division I state championship.
For Massillon Jackson, a 6'6" senior, 00, Josh Egner. For Archbishop Moeller, a 5'11" junior, number 3, Alex Barlow. For the Polar Bears, a 5'10" junior, number 4, Michael Schull. For the Crusaders, a 6-foot senior, number 4, Josh Morlock. For Jackson, a 6'1" senior, number 10, C.J. Julian. For the Crusaders, a 6'1" junior, number 22, Shaquille Jinks. For the Polar Bears, a 6-foot senior, number 20, Fred DuPont. For the Crusaders, a 5'10" junior, number 32, Charlie Byers. For Massillon Jackson, a 6'7" senior, number 40, Mark Henniger. And for Archbishop Moeller, a 6'9" senior, number 44, Griffin McKenzie.
Tonight's starting lineups were brought to you by Farmers Insurance. Tonight's Farmers Insurance agents of the game are Keith Williams out of Canton, Robert Lewis from Cincinnati. Please call 1-800-FARMERS or visit farmers.com for auto, home, business, or life insurance. Farmers Insurance, because ready feels good. And we are getting ready. The anticipation is about to end. We're about to tip off for the Division I State Championship as number 9 meets number 13 in our state of Ohio. These two schools have done a good job to make their way through the top 5 teams that were knocked off on their way to get down here to Columbus. And my partner Brad Sellers will tell you, some of the best basketball in the country is right here in the state of Ohio. To get down here when there's only 2 teams left and everybody's watching is a tough task.
That's a tough feat, Mike. It really is. And especially if you come out of a heavily populated area like Cincinnati, Cleveland, it's so difficult to get here, just not only from those 2 areas, but from every area. And to get here and play in the final game, you have everyone at home watching. It is your show. It is your time to shine.
Sit back, relax, and enjoy our live HD coverage of the Boys Division I State Championship, our final state champ of the night. Josh Egner, Griffin McKenzie, there in the center circle here at the Schottenstein Center. Take a look at our officials for the night, and we are getting set to throw the ball up and get underway. McKenzie wins the tap, Moeller in control. Charlie Byers running the show at the point for the Crusaders. Alex Barlow on the spin.
Jackson coming out in this man-to-man defense, typically like they did last night.
Henniger got a piece of McKenzie's shot. Jump ball, tied up. Jackson basketball. Just underway here in the Boys Division I State Championship. Jackson and Moeller.
Looking to see extreme pressure by Moeller early on, and you're seeing it here. They're picking up in the backcourt, 3-quarter court.
Brad DuPont with the basketball, bothered there by Barlow.
One thing you saw from Brad DuPont last night, he was not harassed at all by the guards from Gahanna Lincoln. He was able to steady the ship and ride his crew all the way in.
Schull inside to Henniger, and Henniger gets it up over McKenzie for 2.
Henniger was able to post up high, able to drop the ball down, so did not fumble it as he did a couple times last night. Caught it, went straight up, and was able to score.
Byers looking for some room in traffic. Off the mark. Barlow's there for the rebound. Barlow tried to bounce it off Henniger, but then got the ball back. Goes up, but he traveled.
You saw right there, Alex Barlow was inside. He was aware of Egner and Henniger looking to throw shots out like last night.
No score. We're about 1:15 in to the Boys Division I State Championship. C.J. Julian. Julian looking for some help inside to Henniger. Henniger on the mismatch, gets his own rebound, sticks it back up and in.
You see Henniger sitting in there at 6'7" and commanding that post block area.
Big fella with the first 4 points here in the state championship for Jackson. McKenzie out top, he can shoot it from there, gets it to Byers, and then back up top to Barlow. Byers. McKenzie had it slapped away, got it back. Byers for 3.
Charlie Byers making all the big buckets last night and continuing that trend tonight.
3-point goal by Charlie Byers.
Pressure from the Crusaders.
They will back up when DuPont brings it up. Not to be challenged. Strong, very strong with the basketball on the dribble.
The Wheeling Jesuit recruit working on Barlow. Cross court to Mike Schull. Egner trying to get position on Shaquille Jinks. Jinks doing a good job. Cross court, DuPont. Off Barlow, out of bounds. It'll be Jackson basketball as we check in with my partners, Brad Sellers Keys, to tonight's game.
Well, tonight for Massillon Jackson, you've got to remember they've got to feed off the fans. They had great energy last night. They're going to have to do the same thing tonight. They've got to continue to play that athletic style of basketball up and down. Seemed to be very successful for them last night.
Egner. Egner works well with the basketball, tries to go up with the right hand over McKenzie. McKenzie redirected it. And that'll be Jackson basketball.
Now, if you're with Moeller tonight, you got to remember that Moeller's going to have to play good, tough defense tonight in order to control Jackson's up and down game. And they're going to have to get out on the break and get some scoring in transition to be successful.
Pushing and shoving away from the basketball underneath. And a whistle away from the ball. That'll go on Shaquille Jinks. His team's first. First substitution of the night. John Ward comes in for the Crusaders, replacing Shaquille Jinks.
Good substitution because they have Jinks checking Egner. Do not want him to pick up a good, cheap, early second foul. Getting a sub in for him right now.
Mike Schull bothered. Goes off C.J. Julian and out of bounds. Be Moeller basketball.
You're going to have to be tough with the basketball tonight. This is going to be a very physical contest.
And Charlie Byers, the 5'10" smooth guard, 17 points in the semis last night. Running the show for the Crusaders. Drop off to Ward. Back up to Byers to Barlow. Moeller slowing things down a little bit here in the first quarter.
Jackson continued to play good hard-to-hard man defense, not giving up anything easy.
Barlow working on DuPont. Out to McKenzie, back to Barlow.
Moeller being very patient.
Three-pointer from Josh Morlock.
Ends up with a three-pointer from Morlock off a pin down.
Back the other way is Schull. Moeller in control at 6'4", and Schull drew the foul on Morlock.
Michael Schull, averaging almost 10 points a game, was able to turn the corner, and now is going to the line to shoot two.
Morlock pitch up his first, team's second. Shaquille Jinks comes back in for John Ward.
Moeller, number 21, Tony Sabato, and 22, Shaquille Jinks into the game.
They called it on the floor, so he's going to take it out underneath. Let's see if they go inside to Egner.
Both Egner and Henniger are in there, looking for Henniger now up top. Back out to Brad DuPont.
Jackson's looking to pound it inside to their bookend forwards.
DuPont on the drive. Dish off underneath. Egner lost the handle of the basketball and then stepped out of bounds.
Bad pass by Schull on the baseline, throwing it at somebody's ankle.
First official timeout on the floor. We are early on in this Division I State Championship. Henniger on one end, Charlie Byers on the other. They've traded blows early. Moeller's up by 2. Tonight's Division I OHSAA basketball final is brought to you by Farmers Insurance. Farmers, because ready feels good. Also by Taco Bell and the Why Pay More menu, only at Taco Bell. And by Time Warner Cable. Welcome back into the Schottenstein Center, Boys Division I State Championship game. Moeller and Jackson, Mike Aarons, Brad Sellers, Allie LaForce from Value City Arena. 6-4 early.
So we're sitting here early in the first round of a 12-round prize fight. Everybody's feeling one another out. You know, let's talk about this Moeller backcourt of Barlow and Morlock. In the semifinals, they combined for 38 points, Mike. 11 of 15 from the field, 11 for 12 from the line, 6 assists, no turnovers in 63 total minutes. They're gonna have to have that same type of performance tonight in order for Moeller to be crowned state champion.
Moeller coming in playing back-to-back overtime games to get into the championship, so they have been extended the last 2 games. Pressure on the ball from the Polar Bears. Ben Galemo has checked in for Moeller, number 5. Nice pass underneath McKenzie, and he's blocked by Egner.
Egner's there to clean it up. Don't bring it around here if you don't want it to be mailed back to you at home.
Coach Fueline wants him to run. Egner spots up. That would have been good for 2.
You know,
here comes Charlie Byers.
You know Jackson wants to go up-tempo when they go up-tempo when they get ignited by a defensive spark, a block, a steal. You can look for them to push it in transition.
A little bit of a message early when you get it to their bigs, and your bigs is there to answer. Byers too strong. McKenzie, nice rebound in traffic. Sticks it back up and in.
The big fella, Griffin McKenzie, making his presence be felt inside.
Moeller scored the last 8 points after falling down 4-0 early. So an 8-0 run over the last 3 minutes, 50 seconds and counting. Julian to Egner. Egner triple teamed and Barlow took it away.
Barlow snatched it. They're doubling on catch on the baseline.
Barlow behind the back. McKenzie steps out for 3.
Short.
And that'll go on Shaquille Jinks, who was over the back of Henniger.
That's his second, Mike. He's going to have to come out.
Big fella on big fella here, big fella.
Here it is, Griffin McKenzie looking like I'm going to go inside. Big fella's like, oh, no, 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 no. No, no. On the playground, they would be saying, you didn't see the video? You didn't get the video?
Jackson, after getting the first 4 points of this basketball game, now has not scored in the last 4 minutes and 10 seconds. And here they are on the run with Brad DuPont. And that's going to go on Charlie Byers, who reached behind. That'll be the 4th team foul.
DuPont is strong with that basketball. It's very hard to take it from him. I didn't see anyone get a chance to take it out of his hands yesterday.
First on Byers. DuPont with the basketball, and he ran the offense very well last night.
Jackson looking to go to the post up on the block every time.
Egner on the drive, short. Nice job by McKenzie defensively.
Good job by Moeller, put a little body on Egner.
Byers. McKenzie left open for a moment. Cody Wacker now into the lineup for Moeller. This is Morlock for 3, short. Henniger with the rebound in the hands of Mike Schull. They're pushing now.
Jackson on the push.
Here comes Schull with the left hand. Got it!
Schull with the and 1. Crossed them over down the key. Here's Schull on the push with the cross between the legs. Down the lane and able to get it up with the left hand off the window. Great body control.
Mike Schull, the 5'10 junior. Cody Wacker called for the foul, his first, team's 5th. Schull, a 73% free throw shooter. 14 points in the semi, 3 for 7 from beyond the arc. And the lefty puts it up, and it's good. 8-7, Moeller.
Jackson going to a 1-2-2 trap. Giving Moeller a little look.
Barlow, deep 3. Didn't get the roll. Schull comes down with a rebound. And quickly here comes Jackson. Schull on the dump off, up with the right hand, and the charge call.
Oh, great defense by Alex Barlow to be sitting there ready for Jackson on the push. As you saw Dave Devine out of control, not seeing Barlow waiting in the key for him.
Dave Devine gets called for the foul. First team foul here with 1:11 to go in the first quarter. Great pace here to the opening quarter of this boys Division I state championship game as you look at the turnovers early. Byers looking for room. The give and go is picked off. Here comes Egner. Schull backed off to DuPont.
There's a crossover coming.
McKenzie way out top, up top to Henniger. Henniger missed it. Went back up to get his own rebound, blocked by McKenzie. Here comes Byers on the push. Moeller on the run. Byers, and it's rejected by Egner.
Big fella, you didn't see the video?
Schull, the DuPont. And Jackson's up by 1 with under a minute to go.
That's the breakout. Got to be aware of these big fellas down the lane. They will swat it back at you.
Moeller gonna hold for 1. Great action here in the opening quarter. Great energy from both of these teams.
Egner might have hurt his hand when on that last projection. Gonna wave it off right now.
Fire off the mark. Henniger with the rebound. Schull, and he's not gonna get it off in time. And the first quarter comes to a furious end. A 5-0 run over the last minute and 35 seconds for Jackson. Defense turn into offense as Egner starts it, and Jackson finishes. The Polar Bears up by 1. A great first quarter, but 3 more to go. 1 in the books. And Massillon Jackson on top, 9-8. We welcome you back into the Schottenstein Center. This boys Division I State Championship game, and they were trading some blows in quarter number 1, Mr.
Well,
Sutton.
I expected that. I was looking forward to that. A little action. We felt each other out for a couple minutes, and now we got some real fast and furious action. And the thing about it is, Jackson's coming at you with what they have. They only had 1 sub in the entire first 8 minutes, whereas Moeller used eight subs to come in and play, 8 people to play in the first quarter of this game.
This has certainly been a game of momentum, with Jackson coming out scoring the first 4 points, Moeller answering with the next 8, and then Jackson comes back with the next 5. Well, there are ebbs and flows here early on in this state championship game on the big school level. Moeller with the basketball, just underway quarter number 2. There's the patience you'll see from the Crusaders. They can mix it up. And that's what makes them so special, and that's why they're here. They're adaptable. They've done it all season long. Byers dropped off Ward. Nice rebound. Barlow got it to go.
Mr. Gritty. Alex Barlow following up on the putback right there. Good quality possession for Moeller out of the break.
DuPont for 3, short. C.J. Julian comes up with a rebound. Got it back inside to Henniger. Henniger trying to back down McKenzie, and he traveled with the basketball.
Great defense by McKenzie to give up ground. Henniger trying to feel him out on his backside. McKenzie backed up and gave him space. That's what caused the traveling violation.
5th turnover for Jackson as Ben Galemo checks in for Josh Morlock. Galemo number 5, 5'10" sophomore. You see the size that Coach Kramer has tried to use coming off the bench, especially with Tony Sabato, who's already been in the game, a 6'6" sophomore. So
What he's trying to do is keep his people fresh, and he's got to contend with those 2 bodies on the baseline for Jackson.
DuPont on the run. Julian back to DuPont for 3. Short. Loose ball run down by Barlow. Barlow Henniger, but went through his legs. Into the hands of Devine to DuPont. Egner calling for the basketball as he tries to post up Charlie Byers. Byers doing a great job to stay in front of him. The battle underneath.
Egner's a little frustrated. He wanted that on the block.
Julian is shut off by Galemo. Here's Egner. Under 6 minutes to go in the half. 10-9 Moeller. Devine bodied up by Charlie Byers. Byers gets called for the foul. We'll send it over to Allie LaForce with more on Jackson.
Coach Feuerlein in the last total, he really wants to take advantage of Egner and Henniger and continue to do so by setting away screens from block to block, try to create that mismatch, and if that's not there, try to work the high-low game. But I'll tell you what, Moeller's doing a great job of meeting them on help side defense and really collapsing down low.
Thank you, Allie. Moeller in the bonus situation. That was their 16th foul, so Jackson shooting free throws the rest of the half. DuPont. Underneath to Henniger. Henniger
Nice.
with the left hand, count it, and the foul.
Great lead by DuPont to find Henniger underneath, and great hands by Henniger to catch not only in traffic, but to give the flip shot above his head off the window.
Take another look. Exactly what Allie was just talking about out of the timeout.
And one thing we saw yesterday, Mike, in this series, was that you had DuPont. He will not be stripped of the basketball.
Loose ball controlled by McKenzie as the battle for the bigs continues. 11-10 Jackson. .15 left to go. McKenzie to Ward. Back out to Morlock, who's re-entered the game. Kick out, McKenzie for three. That's off the side iron. Ward tried to chase it down, keep it in play. Got it back to Mike Schull. And Schull will be fouled by Alex Barlow. A 1-on-1 situation.
What you're starting to see now from Moeller, starting to get into foul trouble. They've got two of their starters already with 2 fouls. Jinks and Byers both have 2 fouls.
Well, Mike Schull, 73% free throw shooter, will go to the line. Shoots a 1-on-1, front end, good.
Not only is Jackson big, but they play strong, they play aggressive and fast. It's a recipe for a lot of fouling going on. That's why Moeller's doing a lot of subbing right now, trying to keep people fresh.
And Schull's perfect for the line, 3 for 3. Largest lead of the contest for Jackson at 3 now, 13-10. Under 5 minutes to go here in the half. Lemo comes off the screen, but DuPont is there on the trail.
Jackson staying in this man-to-man defense, playing hard-nosed, not let anybody penetrate. As Moeller continues to run his patient and set offense, looking to free up somebody for a shot.
That'll be Galemo, fires away off the side iron, and that goes out of bounds.
I'm not thinking that's the shot they were trying to free up too, though.
Jackson basketball. 13-10 here in the second quarter.
Moeller, number 25, Hayden Fry, replaces
Griffin McKenzie will head out.
Coach Kramer for Moeller may have to consider coming back with Charlie Byers. He seemed to be the only person yesterday that was really consistently able to go out and score and create shots for himself, even though he has 2 fouls right now.
Hayden Fry will check in for Griffin McKenzie. Fry, a 6'5" junior. There's certainly some size on that Moeller bench. Coming back the other way, Barlow. Barlow, head fake, pulled up. Got it back, under 4 minutes to go. Things have slowed down a little bit after that opening quarter pace.
Moeller trying to control the tempo, running very deliberate offenses. Taking time on the clock, but not only doing that, looking to get a quality possession. Don't have a lot of options out there that can score.
See how Moeller started 3 for 7, but just 1 for 10 since on that last graphic. And they're just taking their time, trying to pull Jackson out a little bit of that defense. 3:15 left to go. Not a bucket. Lemo. Bounce pass underneath. Morlock couldn't get it to go. Ward couldn't get it to go, but Hayden Fry, the third time was the charm.
Good follow by Fry, as Moeller had 2 cracks at it off the offensive rebound.
Down underneath the Henniger. Henniger with the right hand over Fry.
Got 6'7", 6'7" on the block, and they're looking to find it every time.
15-12, under 3 to go in the half. Ward on the baseline, strong. Henniger the rebound, then fell down, but got it in the hands of C.J. Julian. Schull for 3!
Jackson on the push, DuPont to Schull in the corner for a tray.
Junior brings the crowd to the feet. 6-point lead, the largest lead for Jackson here tonight. Schull goes crashing to the floor. It has gotten physical here in the first half.
This is a physical game. Jackson coming out looking to put some wood on somebody.
Official timeout on the floor. 1:53 left to go here in this boys Division I State Championship. The bigs are on display. Henniger on one end, and the little guy, not to be forgotten, 18-12, Jackson. A 9-2 run by the Polar Bears over the last 4 minutes, and they've got themselves a 6-point lead as we welcome you back courtside. Mike Cairns along with Brad Sellers in this boys Division I State Championship game. We talked about the 1-2 punch, Egner and Henniger. Well, forget about Egner. It's been Henniger and Schull, 16 of the 18 points so far in the first half.
Well, you know, it's a total team effort. Yesterday it was a couple other guys. Today it's Schull and Henniger. They're getting themselves in the flow early on. And the thing about it, Jackson keeps looking for these two players. They've been able to come out, find Schull in the corner for a couple trays, Henniger inside, and they're able to convert. So they're doing exactly what they need to do to mix it up to keep Moeller guessing.
Whatever it takes, right, partner?
No question.
1:53 left to go in the half. Moeller basketball down by 6. Charlie Byers back into the basketball game.
He has to be careful. He has 2 fouls. Can't play super aggressive. But still look to be effective though.
Moeller has gone heavily to the bench here in the first half. Byers looking for room. Drive, floater, in and out. Egner with the rebound. Egner still looking to get on the scoreboard here in the first half. DuPont on the run. And a blocking foul going to be called on John Ward.
DuPont being strong with the basketball as he brought it up across the timeline. Was able to gain control here and slide past the defender and avoid the charge.
DuPont will go to the line. 60% free throw tosser, and that one is up and good. The Wheeling Jesuit recruit. 12 points, 7 rebounds, 7 assists in the semis in last night's win.
Free throws for Jackson. Jackson is 3 for 4. Moeller is 0 for 0, so not really attempting any free throws. And in the foul situation, you've got Moeller with 9 team fouls and Jackson with only 2 team fouls, which is critical because Jackson will be shooting from here on out to the end of the quarter.
DuPont's got the second one up and good. DuPont's got 4 points and a couple of assists here in the first half. 20-12 Jackson. Kenzie looking for a little help.
Somebody's got to get active for Moeller. Somebody's got to look to take shots.
That'll be Guillermo for 3.
There he is. Guillermo on cue.
The player that Coach Kramer says may be the best shooter he's ever coached. And that's better than 19 years. That's saying a lot for a kid that's just a sophomore.
No doubt about it.
Egner on the spin, got it back. Egner strong with the right hand, missed it, still looking for his first points. Alex Barlow comes down with a rebound. Egner 0 for 4 from the field. 35 seconds left to go. 5-point lead for Jackson. Lemo gonna back it out. Patience here. Playing for the final shot. McKenzie back out top to Barlow.
Winding it down here. Should look to go.
It'll be Barlow on the drive. Barlow inside, couldn't get it to go. CJ Julian with the rebound. And fires the baseball pass length for the court. That'll be short. First half goes to Jackson.
Barlow lucky on that one. Almost got an offensive foul. Called him on a little push off to the basket. But time for everybody to get to the locker room and regroup.
A first half of runs by both of these teams. Jackson on top, and Allie standing by with her head coach, Mike Fueline.
Coach, some big runs there in the first half. It started with your inside play. Are you satisfied offensively?
Not really. You know, I think we need to go inside even more. Inside out. You know, they're doing a nice job of kind of getting us out of rhythm. I think we've adjusted to the speed of the game a little bit. And, you know, we just got to continue to defend and rebound, get to their shooters. I mean, we're getting up too many wide open threes. So, you know, if we continue to play, get up and down, defend and rebound, we have a chance. And see what happens.
To you, what's keeping Moeller in this game, and what adjustments will you need to make in the second half?
Well, you know, the three-point shooting. I think they've hit 4 threes. Just got to get the shooters. You know, we have to get to their shooters, challenge with a high hand, and you know, I think we will. We have 16 minutes to win a state championship. We better find those shooters.
Well, good luck, Coach.
Thank
Thanks
you very much.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thanks, Allie. Three-point shooting has kept Moeller in the basketball game. However, the Crusaders with just 5 points over the last 7.5 minutes of this basketball game. The Polar Bears have controlled the second quarter and the first half. They're up by 5. The tempo has been up and down. And the boys Division I state championship game, half number 1 is in the books. And the Polar Bears are up by 5.
Bald, where can they get more information?
marchtoamillion.org.
Okay, thanks so much for taking the time.
Thank you.
Back to you.
Thank you, Allie, and thank you, Joe, as we continue here with the Farmers Insurance halftime report. We close in on the tip-off here of the second half. And you talk about the bigs. We talk so much about Egner and Henniger coming into this basketball game. Yesterday it was Egner who controlled everything. Tonight it's really Henniger. Egner's been big on the boards, and defensively he's been there. He's got a couple of blocks and 4 rebounds, but down on the other end, the big fella has really put some points on the board and really come off what was kind of a so-so performance for him last night.
Well, that's the luxury of having bookend forward. One day it's one person, the next day it's the other. One picks up the slack offensively, the other picks up the thing defensively. And they've got that performance out of their bookend forward today. Obviously, they're going to look to keep pounding that thing inside and give Moeller more fits in the second half. All
right, let's take a look at the way things shook out here in the first half between these two teams. We talked about kind of the hot and cold. Not a great first half shooting for Moeller. 6 of 24, just 25%. And the free throws, well, big news for Jackson is they never got into any foul situation and allowed Moeller to get to the free throw line. So the points in the paint favoring the Jackson Polar Bears.
Jackson has been the aggressor all game long, and that has translated into foul trouble for Moeller. In the second half, Moeller's going to have to come back and try to extend itself and establish a tempo that is more sufficient to where they want to play this game of basketball tonight.
Speaking of Moeller, Allie standing by with their head coach, Carl Kramer.
Coach Kramer, it's been a game of runs this first half. The threes are keeping in at 3 clutch ones. How about that shooting?
Well, we're going to have to make threes to have a chance to stay in this game. They're so big. We told our drivers to keep driving the ball, look to kick it out to our three-point shooters.
What are going to be other keys to the second half, Coach?
You know, we got to take care of the ball. Don't let them have transition baskets. We just want to get it to the last 4 minutes of the game. If we get it there, we think we have the kind of kids that can find a way to win.
Thanks and good luck.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thanks, Allie, as we get set for the start of the second half in this boys Division I state championship game. The commissioner of the OHSAA joins us. We welcome in Dr. Dan Ross, and what a nice spectacle as the crowds have continued to grow, and it's been a really, really nice weekend here.
It's been a fantastic weekend. I think there's a lot of people in Ohio that have showed up to enjoy the quality of basketball that's been played.
Now, this is the last of the winter season, so to speak. It has been a busy one for you and all of your commissioners. How have things gone as we get ready?
Actually, we've had a great winter season. This is the culmination, I guess, with our 9th tournament in 5 weeks. And it's gone very, very well. We had the blip in there with February weather with the snow. But everything worked out really, really well. But it worked out well because everybody works together well. So you get the officials and the tournament managers and the schools that are trying to make those adjustments, and the media with all their help and helping us let people know, okay, you're not going to play tonight because of the snow, and this is what and how we're going to fix this. So we've been blessed. We've had a great winter.
Brad DuPont going right to the rack to get us started here in the second half. Jackson up by 7. Now, of course, the boys tournament's one of the highlights of the entire year, as you can tell by the crowds. And, you know, it seems like every year there's always something special to come down there. This year, you've had a chance to honor some greats. And one of my all-time favorite players, we had a chance to see Jerry Lucas, who I think he could probably still play in a lot of men's leagues somewhere around the country. But just one of the many things happening on Cassidy. There's so many different late Jesse Owens, a lot of people who, you know, you've remembered throughout the state here.
Well, and Al Oliver, the baseball great, and Tony Trabert, he's the current president of the International Tennis Association, but they're Buckeyes, and they were born here, and they played here, and they were honored by Buckeyes, and I just think that's a wonderful thing. They felt so good about being here in front of people from Ohio, and people from Ohio who have heard about them. Many of them have read about them and had the opportunity to be here and to rub shoulders with just common folk.
Commissioner, in this case, you know, you're always trying to improve the product. What's on the agenda for high school basketball in the state of Ohio?
Well, I think we want to make sure that we continue to make sure that we focus that high school sports are all about making kids good students and good citizens. And basketball, if we can help raise those goals by playing basketball, we want to continue to do more and more of that.
I want to tell you that I see a lot of events across the country. Ohio has always had a great tradition in high school basketball, and is now involving all their student athletes, female and boys. I think we have a quality that is representative of our state across this country.
Well, I appreciate that, but we're just the basketball piece. We have such great basketball. We have a lot of great sports, but we want to make sure that that student part, a student athlete, because that student part ends up making great citizens.
There's no doubt about it.
And they're going to come back to our communities, and we want them to be top-notch citizens. And their experience with basketball is going to help make that happen.
There's no question about it.
Jackson off to a quick lead here in the start of the second half as they've run off the first 5 points. 10-point lead, their largest of the game here with 6:42 left to go. Let's talk about a few of the newer initiatives for the OHSAA that they're undertaking. One of them is about coaching education. As a coach in the high school level, I've already had to go and get my certification, but more importantly,
well, I'm glad to hear that.
Why the need, though, to feel that the coaches need to go back and get this all-important education?
Well, let me tell you, and I'm not sure what the national percentage, but ours is probably somewhere between 60 and 70% of our coaches are people who are not educated. And so we want to make sure that the people that we put with our young people are people who are trained, that have had some kind of a course in the care, development, nurturing of young people. Number one, that'll help any coach in that situation to do better, but the kids are going to be better instructed by people who have had some kind of a training in that field.
One of the big keys and one of the national issues has been concussions, not only in our state but all across the country. What kind of things can you do to better educate people and prepare and even just get people into a safety situation where you can cut down on the possibility of things like that happening?
Well, I think number one, we have to make sure that we continue to educate. And I think the National Federation is changing the rule this year to make it a little bit more strict. That I think the rule that we need to work through is if you're in doubt, you hold someone out. That if they have you might call it a dinger. I think there's a lot of misinformation about concussions. A lot of times people think you have to get knocked out to have a concussion. There's only 2% of the kids that have a concussion are knocked out. So we need to make sure that we do a better job of educating. I think we do a very good job now, but we can always do better. We have a concussion video that's going to be coming out in the summer that we're going to tie into our mandatory sport meetings in the fall for every season, and they'll be mandatory for parents, coaches, and school administrators to have the opportunity to see that video and to probably better recognize the signs of the concussion and the protocols of things that you have to do if you have before you continue to return to play.
So many people, and one of the big questions you always get is you see Henniger go up, get the basket, and the foul to extend the lead to 12. But one of the things you always talk about, especially around state championship time, they always talk about trying to break up the different divisions. Public school, private school, you've heard this particular debate going on and on and on. Where's the OHSAA on all of it? Is there ever a time that could be possibly considered to break things up even more than they already are?
Well, there's a survey that went out to many of the school administrators before Christmas looking to make that opportunity become available. they asked the OHSAA to kind of be a part of maybe trying to craft a solution. Some of I know the options that they were looking at is either separate or a multiplier. We're going to put a committee together to look at a lot of the options, and we'll be doing that later in the spring.
Appreciate you stopping by. It's always great to catch up with you.
Thank you so much for what you do. Thank you for covering our tournaments, and thank you for your support for high school sports.
Well, thank you and your staff. You make it easy for us, really you do.
Well, we love what you do, and we thank you for what you do.
Thank you very much. Dr. Dan Ross, and while he's sitting there, he's been the lucky charm for the Polar Bears because they have gone on a 12 pointers, and right now their largest lead of the game, up by 17 here with 4:20 to go in the third quarter.
Jackson has come out in the second half and upped the tempo, not only through pushing the ball, but the defensive blocks, getting turnovers, pushing it, and converting on the other end. Moeller's got to settle down and somebody's got to get something going here.
Moeller trying to stop the bleeding here. With under 4 minutes to go. Down by 17.
When you're down 17, you don't have a lot of time to be passing around on the outside.
Egner, the rebound, off the miss.
DuPont on the push.
Schull calling for three. Hit one last time, and that one's off the back iron as Egner goes flying high. Henniger over the back.
Loose ball foul on Jinks on the floor.
And Henniger and Jinks battling underneath.
They are controlling the glass underneath.
Shaquille Jinks gets called for the foul. 3:38 left to go. The tide has changed. Henniger comes up with the block. Mike Schull finding the range from downtown. And then inside to Henniger, it's Jackson by 17. Polar Bear Nation is alive and well, and why not? A 12-0 run to start the third quarter, 32-17 Jackson. Tribe fans, home opener Monday, April 12th, and you can get $2 off upper box seat tickets for opening day. All you got to do is go to Indians.com/STO. Don't miss all the excitement of opening day on Monday, April 12th. Again, visit Indians.com/STO for $2 off upper box seat tickets. Down by 17, Allie in the middle of that Moeller huddle.
Coach Moeller and the assistant coaches extremely fired up. They said, I want you to guard from one baseline to the other, never stop, box out, and you have to play with passion and stop thinking.
Thank you, Allie. Over the last 8 minutes, 23-5 Jackson run for this 17-point lead in front of 12,920 here in the Division I State Championship game tonight. Inside to Egner, strong for the basket, and the big fella's on the board tonight.
Big fella gets on the board. Moeller's going to look to go up-tempo with the thing, but you can't go up-tempo when you got a guard like Brad DuPont facing you for Jackson.
19-point lead. McKenzie calling for the basketball on Henniger. Had it slapped away out of bounds. Moeller ball.
The other problem with Moeller is you're playing a deliberate style of basketball. Now when we ask you to turn the pace of the game up, you're not used to playing like that.
Josh Morlock checks in for Shaquille Jinks with 3 minutes left in the quarter.
You're down 19 points. And the only way you're going to get back in the game is play at a faster pace. There's a shot. Somebody's going to turn and shoot it.
Morlock on the drive. Kicked out to McKenzie. Baseline no good.
Shot.
Barlow, and he's fouled.
That's the aggressiveness Moeller's going to need to get back into this ball game.
First free throws of the basketball game coming up here for Moeller as you take another look.
Alex Barlow shooting 2.
Oh, Barlow will go to the line, 74% free throw shooter. And that one is rimmed out. The guy that Coach Kramer says is his most valuable player, leads the team in steals, assists, #2 in rebounds, defensive player of the year in the GCL, 21 points, 6 rebounds in the semis. As you take a look at Brad DuPont, who's come back in. Barlow has been the key defensively for this basketball team. And he missed both.
Another rebound for Jackson. Jackson has 10 rebounds in the quarter.
Inside to Henniger, and he got it to go.
They're outdoing Moeller on the glass, 27-11.
12 points, 11 rebounds for Henniger. 16-0 here in the third quarter. 3-ball. Still looking for their first points. Byers with a nice rebound. Byers underneath Barlow, and he's fouled by Henniger.
Finally a foul on one of the big men. Egner and Henniger both have, at that point, had 0 fouls.
Take a look at Henniger down on the other end. He has been strong tonight. 12 points, 11 rebounds, and 2 blocks in 22 minutes worth of work as Barlow is right back at the line. The 5'11 junior continues to attack. And he's missed 3 in a row. Aiden Fry will check back in, the 6'5 junior, for Griffin McKenzie. McKenzie goes out with just 2 points and 3 rebounds. Second one on the way for Barlow, it's good. It's the 3rd point tonight for Alex Barlow. Ben Guillermo will go out. Cody Wacker comes in.
Moeller's going to have to look to push the ball, create that by going pressure full court and staying with pressure.
Wacker checking Brad DuPont. Quickly up court. Dunk. Here comes Egner! Egner throws it down.
I told you, big fella, it was coming.
Back the other way. Barlow fighting for the loose ball. Barlow goes right back up for 2.
Moeller staying with it, but this is the pace that Jackson wants to play at. Here it comes.
Schull pulls up. Got it.
They're going to make Moeller play fast pace.
Jackson on the run. 40, 18, 15 for Schull. Byers for 3, short.
There it is.
Brad DuPont all alone for the layup.
Mike, they're playing with 6 players. They're not even tired.
42-18. Barlow's going to fire a 3. Henniger the rebound.
They're going to push again.
Number 12. Jackson trying to throw the knockout punch here in the 3rd quarter. 10 of 14 from the field here in the 3rd quarter. DuPont on the drive, make it 11 of 15.
DuPont shaking his head like, I know you're not trying to stay in front of me.
44-18. Polar Bears trying to run him out of the building.
That kid DuPont has the heart of a lion.
24-3 run for the Polar Bears. Barlow. Foul. So Josh Egner will get called for the foul. 3rd team foul for Jackson. 1st foul for Egner. Lemo nearly had it taken away by Schull. Egner knocks it away out of bounds. Moeller basketball. 24 seconds left here in the 3rd quarter. And what a quarter it's been for the Polar Bears as they've come out and outscored Moeller to this point 24-3.
Jackson hasn't taken his foot off the gas pedal. He's looking to extend the pressure, extend the pace of the game. This is the pace that they want to play at. Very comfortable playing a high-octane type of game.
You talk so much about the big guys. How about the little guys? Michael Schull, 15 points on 2 of 3 shooting from beyond the arc as he takes a seat. Guillermo from way downtown. Egner skies for the rebound, had it slapped away by Barlow. Morlock looking for room, and he's fouled.
Egner on that last punch-in guy, I think got punched in the mouth a bit. See if we can get a shot of that.
DuPont is 1st team's 4th.
Jackson 11 of 15 in the quarter. 14 points in the paint. of the 24 that they have scored. Byers looking to go strong inside. Reverse. Nice play there by Charlie Byers. Online but short, third quarter comes to an end, and what a quarter it has been by Jackson as they outscore Cincinnati Moeller 24-5. And the big fella, welcome to the big stage. 44-20 Polar Bears as we head to the fourth.
.org.
A lot of happy fans in Polar Bear Nation as Jackson is closing in on their first state championship in basketball, and they are 8 minutes away as we get set to start the fourth quarter. And take a look at the game summary. It was all Jackson in that third quarter on 11 of 15 from the field, and Michael Schull has been on fire.
Michael Schull has come out and played extremely well, spotted up very well behind the line. He's been an aggressor. He's been an aggressor, and it's paid off for him on both ends of the floor, getting after it offensively and defensively.
So they have been doing it on both ends of the floor. 7 assists in the third quarter on the 11 field goals for Jackson. Schull and Henniger, that inside-out game that Coach Fueline talked to Allie about at the end of the first half. Value City Arena, Columbus, Ohio, the boys Division I state championship game. Mike Aarons, Brad Zellers, Allie LaForce in what has been a show of force from Jackson in the start of the third quarter. And we start the fourth quarter with a 24-point Polar Bear lead.
That's a great advantage for Jackson to come out of the third quarter up 24. Moeller's going to have to come out and get busy. Look to field shots quickly.
Griffin McKenzie is back into the lineup for Coach Kramer. He's got the basketball checked by Henniger. He's going to spot up for three. Short. Egner with the rebound. Egner's going to run the floor. He's got Henniger with him. Egner going to take it himself. Kick out. Whistle away from the ball on Moeller.
Foul on the baseline.
Justin Morlock and Josh Egner, as Egner was bodying for position. 5th team foul on Moeller. Morlock's 4th. That'll bring Shaquille Jinks back in for the 6-foot senior. Morlock will sit down with just 3 points. Just underway, fourth quarter, 44-20. DuPont, nice defense by Jinks, and then DuPont tried to swat it away from McKenzie, but gets called for the foul.
Good defense by Jinks to stay with DuPont in front of him. Actually, I think that's someone that finally caused him to make a turnover. But Jinks immediately comes out of the game.
6th team foul for Jackson, so Moeller will be in the bonus from here on out. Byers looking for room around the Jackson defense. Drops off Morlock, straight look at a three. Off the back iron. Rebound Devine. Turns it over. Galemo. To Byers, and Byers is fouled.
Travel.
They'll call him for a travel. Byers got tangled up with Devine.
Jumped in the air and came down with the ball still in his hand.
Good defense.
Automatic travel.
6:58 left to go here, fourth quarter. Home run pass. Henniger on the run. Henniger is fouled by Barlow, and the rim is still rocking.
This boy was ready to follow that in, too.
Moeller foul number 3.
See, they look to push Mike all the time. It's always offensively pushing the ball. I don't care up or down. We're going to play at one pace. It's the pace that we know.
Remnants of last night almost on that run out that was finished by Egner will go down with as maybe one of the greatest dunks I've seen hit the high school basketball level here in Columbus.
No doubt, no doubt. One of the special plays ever made in a state finals type atmosphere.
Henniger drops down the second one. And he splits the pair. 15 points, 12 rebounds for the senior. Barlow hassled by DuPont. Now on the run. Barlow threw it away. Jackson continues to harass, continues to push the tempo up, and they're up by 25.
Jackson continues to look, and their bigs will push the ball too. They won't just hold and catch.
They will not try and slow this game down. They are not that type of team. They are as high energy as we've seen down here.
They play such a physical game too.
DuPont from the corner for three, short. Nice rebound by C.J. Julian. Julian kicks out to Schull. Schull, the left-hander, let it fly. Comes up short. Julian's there for another rebound.
And this is where the size just starts to wear Moeller down.
Back up to DuPont to reset the offense. This is Mike Fuline's style of offense. To Henniger inside, count it, and the foul. McKenzie, his second.
Great drop off by DuPont down the lane.
Another foul, number 44.
Henniger's got 17, take another look.
DuPont down the lane to find Henniger on the baseline. All he has to do is catch and complete. Can't ask for much more if you're a big.
Fifth assist for DuPont, 6:02 left to go.
Griffin McKenzie, his second, team six.
Put Henniger to the line. First teamer All-Ohio.
At the goal will shoot
Kent
one.
State recruit. Be playing against his best friend and childhood friend, Josh Egner, in the MAC from here on out. One big going to Akron, the other big going to Kent State. They're going to see a lot of each other for the next 4 years.
There'll be a lot of purple in the stands for those games.
Yeah, there will be. And a short drive at that. McKenzie pushes it up into the offensive zone. Under 6 minutes to go. Moeller trying to get something going here.
Mike, this style is not conducive to a big comeback.
Barlow spots up for three, in and out.
Got to play quick, going to the hoop.
Another rebound for Julian, his seventh.
They're settling for jumpers. And the jumper's not going today.
DuPont backdoor to Henniger. Henniger's got 19.
Great drop off by DuPont. Unlike last night where Henniger had trouble catching and completing, today he's quick at completing.
There's the three ball from Griffin McKenzie. 49-23. Drop off, Julian on the run. Julian, power move with the right hand.
When they turn the corner, Mike, they turn the corner with authority going to the basket.
C.J. Julian having a game right here. Byers pulls up. You got it. Rebound, DuPont, swatted out of bounds by Alex Barlow. Jackson basketball.
Here comes Moeller extending pressure again. But this has led to a breakout just about every time they've done it.
Up at center court is Egner, and he goes on a full run. 31-8 run here in the second half for Jackson. And that's where we are with 4.5 left to go. Some of the 12,920 already out the door in this one. Loose ball. Barlow and C.J. Julian giving battle will be Moeller basketball. Substitutions. Cody Wacker comes in for Ben Guillermo.
Even though the large deficit, Cincinnati Moeller continues to compete in this contest, trying to put up a good effort and finish strong.
It just has not been Moeller's night. 9 of 42 from the field, shooting at 21%. McKenzie short on the three. Egner comes down with a rebound. Here comes Jackson on the run. Henniger. Free throw jumper, no good. Barlow with the rebound. Charlie Byers looking to push. Pull-up jumper. Good in and out. It was down, came back out. Alex Barlow's got the rebound. Kick out. Wacker for three. Got it.
There's one to go down. Wacker measured it up in the corner, got himself squared up. Was able to drop one.
Fifth three-pointer of the contest for Moeller.
Jackson spreading the floor now, four corners.
Schull on the handoff. Schull going right down. He puts it up and in.
Michael Schull.
Great drive. Great game plan to spread the floor and let his great guards create opportunities.
McKenzie short on the three. Schull has 17. Here comes Julian again. There's no slowdown in the Jackson offense. Turnover. McKenzie comes up with the steal. McKenzie to Wacker. Here comes Byers on the dish off. McKenzie going strong.
Finishing above the rim.
Haven't seen that from Griffin McKenzie down here this weekend. He took that one strong to the hole. He's got 7 points, 4 rebounds. Schull hands off to Henniger, and he nearly got it to go. He's empowered his way up.
Always almost got it to drop, but the thing I'm finding, as you see the Jackson guards get down the lane, Egner to make sure that he doesn't get a dunk, but they got the other book and wait on the other side.
Henniger will go to the line, and it's good. Henniger responsible for drawing 5 fouls. Moeller's got 8 team fouls. 20 points, 12 rebounds. For the young man, Mark Henniger. Second one's good. 2:22 left to go in this boys Division I state championship. And Mark Henniger and the Polar Bears are closing in on history.
I'm a shrimp blogger. I've traveled.
Division I OHSAA basketball final was brought to you by Farmers Insurance. Farmers, because ready feels good. Also by Taco Bell and the Why Pay More menu, only at Taco Bell. Taco Bell, think outside the bun. And by Time Warner Cable. Welcome back into the Schottenstein Center, 55-28. Here with 2:22 left to go. Well, you want to watch this game again? Look for this game, another high school state championship game, only on Time Warner Cable, local on demand. You can pause, fast forward, rewind, even do instant replays. Local on demand's free with Time Warner Digital Cable. Final 2:22 of this boys Division I state championship. Congratulations to all of our champions crowned here this weekend. Championship Saturday coming to a close. Hope you've enjoyed our live coverage in HD here from the Schottenstein Center these last 2 weekends with the girls and the boys state championships. Brad DuPont getting called for the reach-in foul on Ben Guillermo.
DuPont's trying to ignite another breakout. Up 27 points. Going to ball game. They put on quite a display this afternoon.
Let's send it over to Allie with 2:13 left to go as the Polar Bears open this clock, runs down fast as they close in on school history.
Jackson Collin 0-0. Josh Egner is third. Team is 8.
But Josh Egner gets called for the foul with 2:10 left to go. Let's try one more time. Send it over to Allie LaForce.
Was walking by the cheerleaders, was walking past the bench listening in, and everybody kept saying, I believe. Let's do the I believe. So I had to ask about it. You might have heard the students chanting it. They have the I believe chant. They say, I believe, and we achieve. It's been their slogan for years, and it's certainly paying off now.
Thank you, Allie. A lot of happy campers in Stark County. They can run down the final 2 minutes and 10 seconds. As Alex Barlow rocks and fires and gets it to go.
Well, they played with a determination unseen in the other classes in this tournament this weekend. Been all business.
Well, for Jackson, attempting to win their first state championship in its third trip to the Final Four. Be the first state title ever for a Massillon area school. As Byers pulls up. Can't get it to go. Barlow tried to tip it in, but McKenzie did.
Good follow by Griffin McKenzie to get it down.
Pressure by Moeller. We're under 2 minutes to go here from Columbus. Egner to Henniger and back out top as DuPont will let some time run off here. Moeller with the pressure. Last touched by Moeller. And substitutions for Mike Fuelline's squad. A fresh 5 to finish this one out. And now Coach Kramer goes to the bench as well for Moeller. 1:27 left to go. Mark Henniger will finish with the high score for this basketball game, 21 points, 12 assists. Mike Schull chipped in with 17. And Brad DuPont with 11 and 5 assists. Griffin McKenzie, the leading scorer for Moeller, 9 points, 5 rebounds, followed by Alex Barlow, 7 points and 9 rebounds.
Great effort on the Jackson Polar Bears to come down here and consecutively give 2 efforts on 2 consecutive days.
The Jackson fans celebrating. Some in better ways than others. Now Jackson, as we mentioned, they pull off the first state title ever for a Massillon area school. Massillon, Washington made it to the final game in 1937. Has been in the state championship tournament 6 times. Perry has been to the Final Four once, and so has Tuslaw. So the city of Massillon, which has celebrated so many great championships when it comes to high school football, now will know one for basketball.
Well, I can attest to how good Massillon has been in basketball for a while. I had the fortune to play not Jackson, but Washington as a sophomore, and we ended up losing, I'm going to say, a good 30 or 40 points. I have a different respect for Massillon, not only for football, but basketball as well.
Tyler Graining, the 6'2 junior, coming up with the bucket there for Jackson. They always say that Canton area and that the Canton Regional, one of the toughest regionals to get out of and get your way even close to Columbus.
Not only is it tough to get out, it's just the city of Canton and Massillon, they're just hard-nosed, blue-collar towns. And they're student athletes. They perform pretty much as the city goes itself. And so they always come out and give you a good performance.
Goal by Mark Gallenstein.
Mark Ellenstein with the goal for Moeller. Final 10 seconds. Dave Devine with the basketball. And the Jackson fans yelling, I believe, as the clock runs down to 0, and the belief and the dreams have come true here at the Schottenstein Center as the Polar Bears of Massillon Jackson win the first ever state basketball championship for a Massillon area school.
Great effort by both clubs to come out and compete. Obviously, it didn't go very well for Cincinnati Moeller today, but that takes nothing away from the season they've had this year.
see the Polar Bear faithful and the big hug there. Josh Egner, and there's a look at head coach Mike Schull. Brad DuPont, senior on his way to Wheeling Jesuit. And the final game for those seniors was a happy one. On the other end, Ben Galemo, the sophomore. They certainly have the potential with Byers and Galemo and Wacker and Ward coming back, Sabato, Jinks, and of course Alex Barlow. Moeller is always dangerous. Well, congratulations to Mike Schull. Time now for today's Taco Bell player of the game. And it's that 6'7" senior, a Kent State recruit, first team All-Ohio, number 40, Mark Henniger. Henniger came up big, 21 points, 12 rebounds, 2 blocks, and he saved his best game for last, just like the big fella Brad Sellers always say. Save your best game for last, and number 40 did that. It was a state championship. Mark Henniger, our Taco Bell player of the game. Taco Bell, think outside the bun. We wondered yesterday, partner, watching them in that semifinal with Egner just stealing the show completely, overshadowing Mark Henniger. We hadn't had a chance to see Henniger play. He's the first team All-Ohio guy. He's the guy that everybody talks about. I talked to some coaches yesterday and said they thought Egner might have played the best game he's ever played here in the state semi. They said, but be ready for Mark Henniger today. You're going to see the reason why everybody talks about this kid. We did.
Well, Mike, you definitely saw that. This kid came back and recovered from a few down the state titles.
Allie is with our Taco Bell player of the game, the 6'7" senior Mark Henniger.
Henniger, 21 points, Taco Bell player of the game, congratulations, but it seems so effortless and you look like you were just having fun out there.
I mean, yeah, I'm just having fun. I was in the zone tonight, championship game, and this is our last game, we gotta lay it on the line, so.
And you and all your teammates towards the end of the game, you looked up to the fans and you said, I want the I believe. Tell us about that.
That's just tradition for us as a team that started when this basketball team started, and they started that chant, and it's just something special to us.
Just a junior, you have a whole nother year to go. It's got to feel good.
I'm a senior.
Oh, you're a senior? Okay, well, you're done. What's next for you?
Kent State.
All right, well, good luck.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Back to you.
Thanks, Allie. I'm sure that Coach Fueline would love to have Mark Henniger back one more year. No question about that.
2 6'7" bigs, Egner and Henniger. If you could have them back again next year.
Oh boy.
My goodness.
Well, Henniger was certainly our Taco Bell player of the game, but the guy that everybody talked about for this tournament, and maybe the tournament MVP, you'd have to talk to Josh Egner. You want to talk about last night. This will be the one highlight that might go down in the history of the state championship. Brad DuPont to Egner, and it just doesn't get any better than that, or does it? Take a look tonight. Listen for yourself as he comes down hard. Nice effort by Egner. Just 4 points and 10 rebounds, but still, he has been one of the keys. And I'll tell you what, another guy you should throw in that mix, young Michael Schull, the junior. He was phenomenal last night, had 5 3-pointers. Tonight he comes back with 17 points on 2 of 3 from three-point land. I'd have to give him to that as well.
Well, he's played
in the years to come. As the Polar Bears now accepting their championship medals here. First Massillon City school ever to win a state basketball championship. And as you heard Brad moments ago, certainly not from a lack of talent.
No, definitely not from lack of talent. They came out, played the game the way it's supposed to be played. Hard-nosed, gritty, tough from the beginning of the game to the last second of the game. And it translated into a tremendous performance in the state semifinals and finals tonight.
Where do you think things turn, partner? First quarter, it's 9-8. Halftime, it's a 5-point basketball game. Where do things turn around where all of a sudden Jackson just starts to get things rolling?
Well, I was trying to allude to it at halftime. The differential in score was only 5 points at the half, but you could tell that Jackson was the aggressor the entire game. And when you have the other team on their heels, All you need is just for the floodgate to open up for a second, and that lead can go from 5 to 10, 10 to 15, as you saw in the second half.
And it was a big run to end the basketball game. A 24-5 third quarter for Jackson, the fuel to a 57-34 win as you take a look at our player of the game, Mark Henniger. And the Jackson faithful with the cell phones out, taking pictures to remember this historic moment here at the Schottenstein Center, Value City Arena. In the first state championship as Mike Schull walking out, pumping the fists.
And boy, what a game we would have seen. I'd love to have seen Northland versus Jackson.
Well, like they say, on any given day, you can expect the unexpected. We'll send it back to the floor. Listen in to the commissioner of the OHSAA, Dr. Dan Ross, with a trophy presentation.
From Massillon to Columbus. And I want to know if you're proud of these polar bears. Well, you had three very, very special things happen this evening. Probably more, but at least three. The very first one, you're taking home your very first basketball state championship. And guess what else? You're taking home the first basketball championship for any school in Massillon. And number three, something very, very special happened today. You earned the right to be called a state champion, and that's something no one can ever take away from you. On behalf of our board of directors and our 831 member high schools, we want to present to the Polar Bears of Massillon-Jackson High School the state championship trophy, Division I, 2010.
The Division I state championship trophy heading north, back to Stark County, and this is a run that started way back at the beginning of the season out in San Diego, where the Jackson Polar Bears went out into San Diego. Egner was out there as well. Two Ohio teams meeting in the championship out there in San Diego. Egner knocked them off by 3, but these are two teams that scrimmaged each other at the beginning of the year. And actually, Coach Krasancic talked about both he and Coach Fueline meeting in the parking lot before the tournament meeting and hugging, going, wouldn't it be special if one of us could go home with a state championship? And I guess that was realized here tonight.
That definitely was realized here, and we were just shades away from a Mentor Jackson final.
And Allie is standing by with the newly crowned state champion of the Jackson Polar Bears, head coach Mike Fueline.
First state title in any sport for you. You have to be proud to be a Polar Bear.
I am. You know, I'm proud of the community too, and you know, our administration and our fans. And, you know, this is for everybody. We're just happy we can, you know, bring it home. And I think now we have so many great athletics teams in our school. I think now they're going to start flowing. You know, it just that first one's hard to get, and you know, hopefully now the monkey's off our back and we can just keep rolling.
I believe when you got to the school, these seniors were 7th graders. They were in 7th grade, so it's been a long journey with them. What have they meant for this program?
Well, you know, they've first and foremost, you know, not only them but their families are just great people, and you know, when you believe in each other, you love each other, you grew up together, and you play in anything athletic, good things are going to happen when you care about each other. It doesn't help that they're really good in 6'7" and 6'8" too. That helps, but you know, we knew that they could be pretty special, and just real happy they finished it out on. And not a lot of teams, they say they leave on a win, and we did.
Hence the I believed here, right? Well, congrats, Coach.
Right, thank you very much.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Allie. Great job here throughout the entire day, and maybe even better than the I Believe is the We Are the Champions song that only one team gets to hear at the end of each basketball game.
That's the sad part of this thing. You know, you get two teams, they're going to play their hearts out, and one's going to go away a winner and be euphoric, and the other one's going to go away a loser. But it's not really a loser, just happened to come up a little bit short tonight.
The pose on the floor here, the Schottenstein Center before the nets get cut down as we take a look at the final stats of this basketball game here today. And it was a big fourth quarter run by Massillon Jackson. Moeller 13 of 51 from the floor at 26%. Three-point field goals were close, but Moeller just 5 of 20 there. And the point in the paint were the big ones. And when you got 6'6" and 6'7" down there on the paint, plus 20 for Jackson, 18 on the fast break points as well. A domination down in the paint, and again, that style of Jackson basketball, push, push, push.
That style of push, push, push will lead to a good breakout, and that's why you have the point differential spread that you have in this ball game, because they continue to apply that pressure all game long.
Partner, it has been special. We had a chance to look through the semifinals. We saw both of these two teams play. We saw the great game against Menor. We saw what Jackson did in the semifinals, and we had a lot of anticipation going into this game. You knew that Moeller could play either way. Well, there's only one way Jackson played, and they put the high test in the tank, and that was it. They drive the car that fast.
Well, they drive it that fast, and that's the style they like to play, and they were able to put their will on Moeller and continue to play the style that helped them go out to a lead of such huge differential. But on the other hand, Moeller learns a lot from this game. They look to go back next year and say, listen, maybe we'll need to mix it up a little bit more. Maybe we got some underclassmen that can come in and play a different style of basketball, because the thing about the state tournament is you'll see so many various different styles of basketball being played that you have to adapt to those styles.
Well, partner, I can't believe we have to wait another year for this.
Oh, it's a long time coming, but it's been a good run for the last 2 weeks. The girls' tournament was phenomenal, Mike, and the boys' tournament didn't let me down as well.
It's been fun. Stay in shape so we can do it again next year.
We'll do it again for sure.
Brad Sellers, my partner here for the last 2 weeks. Of course, our night session was directed by Steve Warren, the producer of our Boys Division I State Championship game, who always does a great job. Michael Atkinson, of course, for Allie LaForce, who was our sideline reporter throughout the entire night, morning all the way through, and my partner here, Brad Sellers, and our entire Sports Time Ohio crew. I'm Mike Cairns. The final score, 57-34. Stick around for the post-game show from studio. I'm Mike Cairns saying goodnight from Columbus.